people. Ah! When I found out, my husband promised to make suya for me. I was sad, grumpy, cranky, keeping angry face. And then he was like, "What's wrong, babe? What's wrong with you? You know when you're not expecting something to be." So guys, I'll be talking about my pregnancy symptoms, everything in between. I'm going to be talking about all of them. I have them written down on my iPad, so it will be so easy for me to just speak about them without wasting your time. When I found out, guys, I did not record it. You know when you're not expecting something to be. So moving on to the first trimester, guys, I'm going to be looking at my iPad more because that's where I have all the symptoms written down. You guys, I've been documenting this, just the first and the second trimester. So when I had no idea I was pregnant, there was no symptom. The moment I did that test, in fact, the moment I went to the hospital and found out that it's there, that was when I started feeling like a pregnant person. Honestly, premium tiredness, fatigue, and exhaustion. Guys, you've never been pregnant before, you don't know what exhaustion is, you don't know what fatigue is. I'm a very active person. I could go out, do everything I want to do, just do my daily activities, and I'm not really feeling burnt out or exhausted. But in my first trimester, every little thing I do, just start feeling tired. I'll be losing my breath. If I use the staircase, I'll start feeling out of breath. So the second one is weird taste. My taste bud changed. I started disliking some certain food, especially chicken. It was like there's a tar on my tongue that is not going out. Like no matter how hard I brush my tongue, it was like that thing is just clogged there and it's not leaving. Next one I experienced was nausea. I had nausea for like 3 weeks or so. I started using gum to control it because I was going to work then. I was working then because I was working then. So I was trying to use gum to control the nausea. It had an adverse effect on me. I started bloating, so I had to stop chewing gum in order for me to be comfortable. And so the next one I actually had a little bit of vomiting, but it wasn't like the normal vomiting that people talk about in pregnancy. I did not have early morning sickness, or is it morning sickness we call it? I did not experience morning sickness, guys. I was a morning person. In fact, yes, I was a morning person in my first trimester. When it's approaching evening, from 4 p.m. down to night, don't disturb my peace. Speaking about vomiting, I think I started vomiting towards the end of my first trimester. I had flu. My husband gave it to me. He brought it home. You know the cold feeling, headache, fever, pain. Imagine joining it together with your roller coasters of symptoms happening to you during pregnancy. It made me to dislike room temperature water. I couldn't drink room temperature water. My water must be cold. Miri Joey. Like mortuary standard. I must have ice cubes inside my water. That was the only way I could survive because I like water. I like drinking water. I was not juice friendly in my first trimester. Next one was pelvic cramps. Guys, my God. Sometimes I'll be at work and it will just hit me. I have to look for a chair to just sit down and just stretch that part of my legs for me to just feel good. If you're a medical person, all those physiological changes we used to learn in school that happens during pregnancy, you can know them, but there's a difference when you're experiencing them. And also spicy food, guys. I'm not a spicy person. Like my food can have pepper, but not so spicy that kata will be dripping out of your nose. But in my first trimester, I was a lover of spicy food. And you know that my husband started eating this food with me. My husband does not like pepper at all. But when I switched, he joined me. My cravings were so weird. I was craving more of Nigerian foods. Abacha, bitter leaf soup, oha soup, agidi and pepper soup, ishewu, kobe. I think someone actually gave me ishewu in my first trimester. Yes, I wasn't a fan of junk. Also waist pain, but that was due to my job. Due to the nature of my job, it was adding to the waist pain that I was experiencing. And it was so bad. If I step out, there's this kind of cold that comes. Meanwhile, this country is not as cold as Ukraine. It's not as cold as Ukraine, but the cold was on a different level. It was not really cold, but there's this kind of way I'll be feeling whenever I step out during that my first trimester. And also having vivid dreams. I had vivid dreams in my first trimester. I had insomnia also. I was finding it very difficult to sleep, but I scaled through my first trimester. I think maybe because I didn't have like the morning sickness, the nausea and little vomiting when I want to brush my teeth, or when I have to take my drugs. I have phobia for drugs. That one is just a normal thing. And so yeah, on to my second trimester. There's this saying that second trimester is the chillest, is the sweetest, is the time to, enjoy yourself, feel like yourself again. And it's not a lie. My second trimester, there was this sort of energy that came. I was feeling so energetic, like I could fall a house, I could do this, I could do that, I would go to work, I would do this, I would do that. But it had its own shaggy package waiting for me. Speaking about energy, my energy level was here. I remember running to meet up with bosses, the train and all. Yes, I have like little muscle pulls. And then it was during my second trimester I began to feel theta movements. Not the movements that you could capture, but it was like flutter waves. It was like butterfly in my belly. It was an amazing feeling. The first time when I felt it, I was like, what? Like, it's like tadpoles, like something is just moving. Like when I felt it, it was so amazing to experience such thing, like knowing fully well that there is a human being living inside of me. It's amazing. I had this linea nigra. That's the black line that women do have on their tummy. Mine started showing from underneath. Yeah, it was just there. It was just there. Not like it was so obvious, but I could see it whenever I stand in front of the mirror. And then I started experiencing bloating, confusion on what to eat. Normally, I'm indecisive when it comes to food or what to eat. Now that I'm pregnant, it just multiplied. My husband sometimes, like it's not easy for someone to take care of you when you don't even know what the person actually wants. He just tries his best. He was so patient, so lovely. He wasn't even complaining. The way he was treating me, first trimester, second trimester, it was like my mommy is taking care of me. As if he's taking care of the child inside of me, not even me. Yes, I think that's the right thing. And then I preferred sour taste. I started liking the taste of lime, taste of kiwi. Things are just sour, not foods that are soured, but all these things that can like it's slappy when you take them. And then I started having frequent urination. You just drink water and in the next 30 minutes, you're running to the bathroom. You come back. In the next 1 hour again, you're seeing yourself going to pee. And it's not even like you're going to pee like pee. You just get to just stop. Yeah. That's what I had was increased lower abdominal pressure. I started having increased pressure in my lower abdomen. And yeah, that was because the baby is growing and my uterus is expanding. And of course, my pelvis also needs to expand. So and I continued my insomnia. I said it's my insomnia. When I close my eyes to sleep, I just can't sleep. My entire daily activities just start replaying in my head. Or whenever I try to sleep, there's a vivid dream going on in my it was not a nice experience, not being able to sleep. Imagine coming back from work, you're so tired, like you're extremely tired, and you need to knock off and just zoom out of your environment, but you just can't. And then you just sleep for like 3 hours and you have to then waking up to go to work. It doesn't make any sense, right? But that was my reality. Then headache. I don't know if I should call it headache or migraine. From my second trimester till the end of my second trimester and a little bit of entering my third trimester, At some point, I started thinking, was this scent? Could not explain the way I do feel about this headache. Can't sleep, can't talk. Imagine sleeping, waking up with headache. It can just be there for 4 hours, and then for like an hour, you have your chill time. The next 1 hour is coming back again, and it will just be there with you for like maybe 6-10 hours. Your head is aching you. And guys, I am still going to guys, I was still going to work with the headache. I could remember one day that it was so bad, I had to just wrap up everything I was doing. I went to my boss's office. I just told her, I'm going home. I couldn't even talk. She could see it on my face that this one is so bad. This day when I came and she was like, how do I feel today? I thought I still feel the same way. It's like there isn't sledgehammer or Monday hammer to hit me everywhere when I move. I told my mom about the headache and she was like, it's normal. I should take paracetamol. I don't want to take any drugs in this journey apart from my routine drugs. I spoke to my doctor about it and she said the same thing, take paracetamol. I did not take any paracetamol. I remember speaking to my pregnant friend about it and she said the same thing, take paracetamol. I didn't take paracetamol for the headache. It went on its own. Usually whenever I have headache, it's either I need to sleep, I need to eat, or I'll just boil milk. These 3 things never worked. It never worked. Then the next thing I felt was feeling like my former self. Like I said, in the second trimester, there's this sort of energy that comes. So I began to feel like my normal self, doing things, going for events, going to church. Still disliked chicken, and then still having my waist pain because I was still working. I think when I stopped working, the waist pain reduced, calf pain reduced, sciatic pain also reduced. But when I take like magnesium supplements, it just stops. And I started having little reflux. And then the next one is increased baby movement. Yes, it was towards the end of my second trimester. It wasn't like the floater waves anymore. It was like actual baby movement. Yes, those moments of kicks and responding to sounds. Sometimes when I bring on my phone to record, like maybe just pauses, and sometimes I'm lucky to get those moments. The last one is increased vivid dreams. Vivid dreams increased. I started having tons of dreams of things that I do not understand. Let me tell you guys a little story about these vivid dreams. In this dream, my husband promised to make suya for me, but it felt like it was in real life. So when I woke up that day, I was sad, grumpy, cranky, keeping angry face. And then he was like, what's wrong, babe? What's wrong with you? I was like, it's you. He was like, what did he do? He didn't do anything. He's just on his own. And I said, you promised to make suya. He just looked at me and was like, no, he didn't look at me. He just looked at the scene and was like, child, God, I beg. I was sitting on the bed when he made that statement. I felt for him. And he said, where was he sitting? What was the conversation that led to suya? I can't remember. Then he said that we never had such conversation. That he thinks it was in my dream. And I was like, I think it was in my dream. So that's even just one of my vivid dreams. So guys, I think we've come to the end of this video. That was all I experienced in my first and second trimester. And like I said, it wasn't that bad. Yes, it wasn't that bad. I've been doing so well. I've been enjoying this journey. Love upon love. The 2 things I'm going to miss being pregnant is the love and care from people. But right now, as I'm making this video, the baby movement is not the type of baby movement that was like butterfly in my belly. It's the type that it's like the womb isn't like, enough, and baby is trying to get enough space, so it's kind of uncomfortable. She's making me not to sleep comfortably. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to share this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified when I talk about my third trimester. Bye.